The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This morning, Raffi Andonian joins us in the studio to talk about Disability Pride Month. Coming up next, celebrity historian Raffi Andonian joins us to share how the month of July celebrates more than just our independence. Well, with Independence Day having just passed, did you know that July is also Disability Pride Month? Now, the newest quarter coming out this summer will feature Stacey Milbern, commemorated for her life's work on disability rights. Here to share more about her story is our good friend, celebrity historian Raffi Andonian. Welcome to you, Raffi. Thanks for being with us again.
Yes,
so talk to me about Disability Pride Month.
Yeah, and you know what? Stacey Milbern is the only millennial to be ever featured on U.S. Money, which is pretty cool. So it's the first time thing. She was born in 1987. She passed away in 2020, so she lived a short life, 33 years, but had a big impact.
Absolutely.
And is a good person to talk about for Disability Pride Month. So she was someone that by her teenage years, now she had congenital muscular dystrophy, and by her teenage years, she was on commissions in North Carolina appointed by the governor for various disability, projects, including going, for example, from institutional care, advocating for going from institutional care, providing resources to independent living. So she helped do that for people in the state of North Carolina, which elevated her to the presidential level. So, for example, under President Obama, she was on the committee for disability, doing something very similar to try to allow more opportunities for independent living for people with, disabilities. Now, a couple other cool projects that she was involved in. There were wildfires in California in 2019. She was able to gather resources, put generators up, etc., or put resources to get generators up to people with disabilities who have particular needs in the wildfire situation, especially because it can't escape in the same way. And then in COVID-19, during the shelter-in-place orders, disability folks were particularly isolated. So as a result, she also was able to organize projects to deliver particular kits and care for people that were isolated big time, especially people with disabilities. So she had quite an impact if you think about it over time. You can find her actually on a Netflix documentary. She was an impact producer. It's called Crip Camp. And that was something that she was part of that made her pretty big by being obviously exposed to major media. And that's kind of part of how she became famous beyond the disability arena.
What an incredible woman. And of course, all of that as to why she's on this quarter. Talk to me a little bit about the design. Yeah, so there she is on the lower left. And she is the 19th quarter in a 20-quarter series by the United States Mint dedicated to historical American women. And it's the newest one coming out this summer, which is great, just in time with Disability Pride Month happening. And if you look at this design closely, what you'll see on there is that she's looking forward and doing a public speaking, because she was often in public, and she's holding her palm up and exchange. So palm up is kind of the symbol of exchange of ideas. You also see the trachea, the windpipe that she used. So you'll see that symbolized there as well. And then underneath her name, you'll see it says Disability Justice, which is something that she was fighting for. So the design of the quarter's design is there to be able to tell her story and the kind of activity that she was doing, advocating for people with disabilities. So I'd say she definitely was a person that demonstrated disability pride, not just living with disabilities, but disability pride. And it's a little important to me because I used to volunteer and be a board member in New Mexico when I lived back in New Mexico in something called the Adaptive Sports Program, which was designed to help people with disabilities access the outdoors and outdoor sports, whether it was snow sports like skiing or summer sports like, rafting or even rock climbing. We had ways to be able to do that so people can have a full life instead of be isolated and detached from society. Absolutely. And what a great person to be.
Yeah, check them out. They're going to be circulating in your pocket, so you can find them, of course. You look around, you'll see various women. Of course, the newest one will be Stacey Milbern herself. Or you can even go to usmint.gov and go get proof condition copies if you want to do that. Just like these here.
Well, Raffi, as always, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Stick around. We'll be right back.